Welcome to Cool Cars, Interesting People. Today brought to you by Geomatic Attic, who is presenting the Wide Sky Music and Arts Festival July the 26th and 27th in downtown Lethbridge. Today, we're going to talk to Allan Friesen. He is a group benefits specialist, also a safe gun enthusiast. We'll talk about that aspect of his life, but most exciting, maybe, is his Tesla. And we have a Tesla behind us. We have Allan Friesen. Allan, come on in here. This is a 2013 baby, is it?
It is, 2013 Model S, yes.
Tesla, explain a Tesla.
Well, it's an all-electric car, and so they're very unique designs. This one was only built since 2012, and before that they made a Roadster. And so it's all electric. You have to really plan your trips a little bit better because you only have so much energy, right? And but there's more and more charging stations available, which makes it reasonable to get around. So.
Okay, so what made you say, I gotta get a Tesla?
You know what? I drove one, and it's just like, oh, wow. I actually drove a better model than this, a fancier one with ludicrous mode, which is incredible acceleration, in Calgary. And then a friend of mine took me for his, and it's just so quiet, so comfortable. Big car, handles good though, and has great acceleration, and it's just a very comfortable car.
And also good for the environment.
It is, yeah, exactly.
Because you don't put any gas in this.
No gas, no, only battery.
What about the battery thing? Because that's one of those things, like you say, you've got to plan quite a bit in advance to make sure you know where you're going.
Exactly. Like with a full charge, it'll go 400 kilometers. Yeah. 400 kilometers if conditions are perfect. If you're rodding on it, or it's cold weather, or there's a lot of wind, you're not going to get 400 kilometers, right? So you really have to kind of plan, okay, I got this much range, and maybe I'm going to get 90% of that 400 kilometers today, so I'm going to get like 380. So, you know, where am I going to stop and get charges, right? So.
And how comfortable is this car?
It's very comfortable, yeah.
And all computerized, a lot of that going on in there?
Yeah, it's got a big, like a iPad kind of thing in the center, and that's for all the controls. There's only two actual buttons, and one is to open the trunk, and one is to put, or the glove box, I should say, and one is to put the four ways on, and the rest is all from that control panel thing.
Now, the first thing I think about when someone says, I own a Tesla, is, hey, you're rich.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe I was before I bought the Tesla. No. Yeah.
Because they're upper end.
They are, yeah. And this car too, even when it was new, it was probably like 125,000, something like that. And then because it was a used one, it was considerably less than that. So.
But worth it when you're not putting any gas into it.
My plan is, like, they have an 8-year warranty on the batteries and the motor, and no limit on how many kilometers, 8 years. And I'm a high kilometer type driver. I'm usually about 40 to 50,000 kilometers a year. So my plan is run this for 4 years. I'll put 160 to 200,000 Ks on it, and under the warranty. And then if the car's worthless at that time, I'm still okay. That's my plan.
Now, my big question: are you going to let me drive this thing?
Yes, you could drive it. Yes.
We're going to go to Swirls. I'm going to get an ice cream cone over there, right?
All right, fair enough.
Let's do this. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's a big screen right there.
There is. You don't have to leave it on all the time, but I like it, even for, it always goes on when you put it in reverse, right?
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to find how do you put these things? Okay.
All right. Put your foot on the brake, push that lever up. You're in reverse.
You don't start this thing?
It's running. It's good to go.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Okay, now just push it down, pull it down. You're in drive.
Pretty impressive.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. When we leave here, go left where that car's coming out. Okay. And then when you get on this straightaway, stand on it.
Okay, I can do that.
As long as there's no police cars there. So.
Oh, this. Oh, what I was.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
the signal light's close to you. The cruise control is outside a little bit. It's kind of the cruise control is a little bit of an awkward position.
Okay. So, you trust me?
I trust you. Yes, exactly.
You must get a lot of people saying, "Can I just see can I just drive this for a minute?"
Oh, I've had scads. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, actually, they don't ask to drive normally, but they want to see it, and then sometimes I'll let them drive it, like Mike from Geomatic.
Oh my gosh, that. I saw like I was taking off in a 747.
That's fun, eh?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it never gets tiring.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know if you felt it when you took your foot off, then it started to slow, like the regenerative braking kicks in. So then it'll slow down, that often you can run it without even touching the brake pedal, right?
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah.
That was pretty I gotta say that's pretty darn cool. I have not felt that acceleration in anything.
And then this car is just a standard car. When you get the ones that have the high performance ones, they have this thing called ludicrous mode, and you actually go and put it in ludicrous mode, and then the thing has like way more acceleration.
It's got nothing to do with the rapper Ludacris.
No, nothing to do with the rapper Ludacris. No.
Like maybe he had, some money in this whole thing.
Yeah, no.
Wow. So, what do you know about? Is it Nikolai Tesla? Is that his name?
Yeah, I did. Well, I read his autobiography after the fact, right? And really, it's just an honor to Tesla, is why Elon Musk called it Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
That's
Elon
it.
Musk.
That guy,
Yeah, and then I read Elon Musk's autobiography too now.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess I've drank the Kool-Aid apparently. So, yeah. And he's I'm sure he's an asshole in person, but a brilliant man.
But a brilliant asshole.
A brilliant
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Guy you'd like to have on your team.
Yeah. But very, very responsive to stuff. There was a tweet about people in the States where they had to line up at the supercharger stations because some people were just leaving it there as a free parking kind of a thing, right?
Wow. Oh my.
So, like the tweet comes out the next day, signage goes up on all the supercharger stations saying, once your charge is full, you have 5 minutes to move it, otherwise you start paying, right?
Oh.
So, which makes sense, right?
Right.
Then, get your car out of there so the next person can go charge it, right? So, yeah.
So we're just going to pop over to where one of the chargers is here in town, right? Is this the only one in...
No, this is one of, I don't even know where all the chargers are
really?
in town. Yeah.
Doesn't it say on here on the computer?
Well, probably, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know the ones I need to know, so.
Control Alt Delete or anything?
Yeah,
okay. So, but this is the one, you have your own charger at home, right?
I have my own charger at home, and that's why most of the ones in Lethbridge I would never use because I have enough charge to go where I want to go. It's when I'm out of town where I'm going to stop at a hotel as an example and charge there, or at a restaurant, or at a PV Mart somewhere else. I go to the PV Mart in Medicine Hat quite often.
Sorry, I had to do that.
That's okay. PV Mart is that way.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. It used to be somewhere else. PV Mart used to be over here. I'm sorry, I got all confused. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm glad you're driving. No, I'm driving. Wait. Yeah. So I mean, and obviously, planning is a big part of when you've got a Tesla. You just got to know, okay, here's my route. This is where I'm going. This is where my charges are. Yeah. I'm good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the first time I took it to Calgary, I had it all figured out. I was going to go to Calgary, meet a client at the Blackfoot Inn, and they have a charging station.
Okay.
Right? Oh, cool. So I'll go to the Blackfoot Inn, have lunch with the client, plug it in. But their charging stations charged really, really slow. You know what? I'm giving you the wrong advice. PV Mart is there. We still have to be out a bit. Damn it.
We'll find it.
Okay, we'll find it.
I'll tell you, we'll just prove that PV Mart is right there.
Exactly. So anyways, I go to Calgary, meet the client, plug it in, and it charged very little during that period of time. Yeah. So I'm on my way back home, and the car is telling me, hey, you don't have enough charge to get to your station.
Oh, no.
Next charging station. So it says you have to slow down. So I went up like 120 Ks an hour, right?
Yeah.
And I come back at 79 kilometers an hour, going slow enough so that I can make it to the next charging station. Eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we not get into the PV Mart from here?
No.
Okay. But if we were... If we were to go to PV Mart, that's where your charger would be, right?
Yeah, you see that right up there. There's that propane type station there, or that little box there. Yeah. It's right there. There's a place that's specific for charging electric vehicles.
And I imagine you don't have to wait in line a whole lot.
No. In southern Alberta, here's a good example. At the supercharger station in Fort Macleod, there's like 10 stations there, I believe. And there's only been once I've been there when there was more than one.
Yeah.
More than one car, so.
Oops, I knocked my glasses off. All right, now we're going to go to Swirls.
All right.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Since both of us can't figure out how to get the PV Mart, so.
Well, we have an idea.
Yeah, we know roughly where it is.
That's sort of my life in finding places when I'm in another town. It's I end up at the traffic where railroads are.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I am, and I can't get across. It's just somehow I end up that way. I'm terrible with directions.
Yes.
So one of these things, I mean, this probably has a GPS, and you know exactly where you're
Oh
going.
yeah.
And then you got is that your email is all on here too?
That's my calendar.
Your
actually.
calendar? It tells you where you have to be?
Yeah, exactly. So because it's always connected to the internet, right? And so it also has like streaming music, right?
Yeah.
And you can like ask for almost anything and it'll find that song, which is amazing, I think.
Streaming music. So is it on like Google Play or something? Or
It's on, I think it's Slacker they use.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just whatever.
Yeah. So what's an obscure song?
Chicago 7, I've been searching so long.
All right. Play Chicago 7, I've been searching so long.
It's actually from the album Chicago 7. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, look it. I've been searching soul. It didn't even hear me correctly.
Okay.
Let me try this again.
Sure.
Play I've been searching so long by Chicago.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I've been searching so long. Found it.
So does it? Wow.
It's fun, eh?
That's the very first song I played on my very first shift on 1090 check.
Really,
As
eh?
in 1974.
Wow.
Because it's a long intro, I could talk forever on it. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 1090 check. As I'm the new guy here, Lethbridge, Mark Campbell. This is from a very beautiful 1974 Chicago 7 album. It's a great album. I've been searching so long. Here you go. Everybody have a good time. Enjoy it. There we go.
Nice. Got it all in before any singing.
Long intro, yeah.
Nice.
I could have talked for a lot longer. How about that?
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So you can kind of, like, if you're a sing in the car kind of guy, like I am, then you can kind of pick, how do I sing, what's that lyric again? Or, you know, ask for that song and you belt one out when you're going, so, yeah.
Wow. That's, what, is there anything you don't like about this?
Well, the range, you know, how far it can go. I mean, in a perfect world, they'd have some kind of whizzy hypersonic solar thing that it could go forever.
Yeah.
So you have to charge it. But other than that, it's fast, it's comfortable, it's like you can seat 5 people in here comfortable, got all kinds of room in it. You know where the Swirls is, right?
It's right there.
Oh, okay, good, perfect. Just check it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I could have turned it into a different one, but I think I'm getting it. Man, I tell you, this has actually been a treat to, I mean, the short drive, that I can understand where people love this thing. Speaking of treats, let's go get a treat.
Let's do it. Okay, now you just press that in, and then that's, like this way.
This way, okay.
Yeah, now you're in park. That's it. And now you get out and walk away.
You don't even turn anything off?
No, which actually, now when I drive my gas vehicles, is a real problem. So I'll walk away and leave it running, right? So.
That's wow. So welcome to Swirls. They call it everything you crave. So you got a chocolate. I got one of these vanilla things.
Nice.
So I love your Tesla. I got to tell you that.
Thanks.
It's very nice. But do you want to step it up eventually and get the whole deal?
Wow.
Somewhere down the road.
Probably not. Too much money, but maybe, you know. So because the new ones have like all the auto drive stuff as well. So like you just take your hands off the wheel and it just goes, right?
Yeah.
You go to this location. So yeah.
Yeah. What about the cars that just drive themselves? You think that's within our lifetime?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Tesla's ready to do it almost, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The ones you buy right now, if you go down to Calgary and test drive the newer Teslas, and you put it on the autopilot thing.
Right.
It just follows the road. If you want a signal, you put the signal light on. It turns, it passes the cars, and it stops at the stoplights. I mean, it's just like incredible.
Yeah, I mean, one end of it, it's scary that you're controlled by automation. But on the other hand, we've had people control ourselves. It's not that, which is better. Sometimes.
I like driving, so that part I don't like, right?
Yeah.
But whatever. We'll see what happens. So.
Well, let's talk about you.
Oh, alrighty.
You're from Manitoba originally.
Originally from Manitoba.
What brought you to Alberta, Lethbridge?
Work, like everybody else from Manitoba. Came to Alberta to have a job. So that's what brought me here.
Well, and you're in the group benefit business. Is that where you started in? Like way back when you came here?
When I came here initially, I was with a company called Federated Insurance, and they did every kind of insurance, right? So it was like homeowner and auto and liability insurance and fleets, and then they started into group insurance when I've been with them for a time, or employee benefit programs, and I really liked that facet, that part of it. And then I was hired on with Blue Cross to specialize in employee benefits. So then for 26 years with Blue Cross, I specialized in employee benefits.
Wow.
And then Silverberg Group, who is the largest private benefits advisory company in Alberta, they approached me and said, hey, we got offices in Calgary, Edmonton, we want an office in Lethbridge, and would you consider coming to us? Yeah. And first couple times I said no, but then I did in January 1 of 2015. So,
So tell me, what's the best part of the job you do, group benefits, and you know, some of the challenges that you have as well?
Yeah, well, you know what? I like how it serves so many different people, right? My employer, like, so let's say you have Mark's Plumbing, I come see Mark at Mark's Plumbing. So you're gonna want benefits to, you know, usually because you want to attract and retain the best people, right? Which is great. Maybe you want to look after their health, which is great. So the employee benefits are going to assist with that. And then further, by you putting that program in place, then your employees and their families get, you know, enjoy better health, and, you know, enjoy protection from if bad things happen, like they can't work for a period of time or those kind of things. So it's so nice that it's affecting employees and their families, but it's impacting positively the companies as well who are my clients.
What's cost prohibitively? Is there an issue with an employer like saying, I want you to get benefits, but I just can't afford it, or do they just take it off their payroll? How does that work?
Yeah, usually it's on a cost share.
Okay.
Like 90% of the time, it's a 50-50 cost share, and really, it's quite affordable. I have quite often where I have small companies that have never had a program before, and then they put one in, or they get a quote to say, "What does this actually cost?" And I say, "Oh, well, that's less than I thought." So, you know, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and people need benefits, really. You know, it's funny as I go through various jobs, and I love having my benefits, and then you don't have your benefits. You say, "Oh my gosh, this costs."
Yeah.
You need benefits are so important.
Yeah, very much so. So, anyways, there are, and also for employers to compete, they need to have offer benefits to get the right people, right, and keep the right people.
So, what are some of the if there is such a thing as a negative on, you know, what are some of the challenges you face in the business?
You know what, now, before, when I was with Blue Cross, which Blue Cross is a great company, but sometimes they couldn't meet the client's needs, right? The client wanted this, and they couldn't do it, right? Well, now, I really don't have that limitation anymore. Wherever I go to find the client's solution is all that matters, right? So I might go to Great West, or Manulife, or Sun Life, or Encon, or Group Health, or Group Source, or whomever to find the solution, right? So it's I don't have any real limitations now, whereas I did before. Here's can I tell you an example?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a client that was with Blue Cross for 40 years. Owner is active in the company. He turned 75. Blue Cross says, "Ooh, 75, you're done. You're off the plan." And the guy's still active in the company, wants to travel, wants to, you know, so it's real important to have good coverage, especially the travel coverage, because travel on a group basis is way broader than individual ones, right? Yeah. So great. In the past, I would have just had to say, "Sorry, Jerry, I can't help you." Now I go find them another solution, and in the end, it ended up costing them less money. So I saved them some money and got that termination age extended to age 85. Yeah. So 10 years from now, when Jerry's still active in the company, he's still going to have coverage. So, yeah.
Does it matter what government is in place? Or do you find that it's pretty much standard?
Yeah, pretty much standard. It doesn't really change. It's all the health part of it, right, is all supplementary to Alberta healthcare anyways, right? And Alberta healthcare, they're not often where they want to expand coverage. They're usually trying to claw some back, right? Yeah. And then the benefit programs have to adjust to kind of fill that need, right? So
you must love it when everything works right and everyone just loves you.
Oh,
for
yeah.
what you do.
That's good. Yeah, when that happens, that's nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I want to get into more about your the gun thing that you do.
Okay.
But I want to talk about this. This is on behalf of Mike Spencer over at Geomatic Attic, and this is because it's a big event that's coming up. I want you to do your best DJ.
I will. The Wide Skies and Music and Arts Festival, July 26th and July 27th. July 26th has Alex Cuba. That's kind of funny pronunciation, but Alex Cuba, Deep Dark Woods, and 24th Street Whalers. I've seen the 24th Street Whalers. They're awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're a great show. And then July 27th is Dave Alvin and his brother Phil Alvin, which are a lot of fun, with the Guilty Ones, Linda Ortega. Mike Spencer at the Geomatic Attic has awesome shows. that place should be packed every time at the Geomatic Attic.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, you know, he likes to use the phrase, trust the attic, and man, you should, because great live music, very interesting type artists that aren't normally people you'd see. Yeah. So great show, and this is going to be awesome. The first one is all outdoors, eh?
Right?
They're
all outdoors, downtown.
Yeah. And then, well, this one they're going to use the Southminster. Yeah. So if the weather is inclement, they're going to have that at least. But this one's outdoors, and it's going to be a great show.
And also, you'll go to wideskiesmusicfest.org if you want information and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, you did that good.
Thank you. I missed the website part, but thanks for filling in there.
Okay. Now, I first got to know you because of your enthusiasm with guns, and the main thing that I always remember is that your safety is number one when you're down there. That is so important. But you love the idea of having a safe gun range, which is down there, the Fish and Game, right?
You bet.
So talk about how did you get started in that, and what made you want to do this?
I had a friend who said, "Oh, you should try this shooting thing," and I thought, "Oh, what a bunch of macho bullshit!" Blah blah blah. But I went down and tried it, and it was a lot of fun, very enjoyable, and you know, very much it's an individual type of a sport, right? It's all up to you, right? What you do is going to be going to lead to the result, right? And so once you get the safety parts just mastered, that they're automatic, then the rest of it is just about having fun, right? And I've competed a little bit, but really I'm just kind of being safe, having fun. And I do a lot of coaching with kids as well. Like, we actually have a youth shooting team that was in the provincials this weekend in Brooks and did very well, right? And it was a challenging stage. But I do a lot with them, and that's the order. Safety first, then we're going to have some fun, and then if you want, you can compete, right?
Yeah, right.
And but really enjoyable, and I think really shooting sports kind of teach you a lot of life skills as well, is my personal belief. So,
like what?
Well, you know, if you're off on the sights just a little tiny bit, and your target is 5 yards away, you're going to be off this much, right? If your target is 50 yards away, you're going to be off like this much, right?
So it's math.
It's math, exactly.
You're learning math.
And it's kind of like how the parallel I'm drawing is, if you're off course a little bit and you don't do any correction, what's going to be the end result? Where are you going to end up, right? So
So your main focus is like shooting at targets. Like you're not a hunter per se.
I'm not a hunter. No. I shoot paper and pieces of steel.
Yeah, so, and is that what they do down the Fish and Game range? Yeah.
There's people there that also, of course, practice because they're going to go hunting, right? And there's nothing wrong with hunting, but I'm not a hunter.
And of course, the city council approved your new plan down there. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So our range is like 100% safe if people follow the rules, even if they deviate from the rules somewhat. Let's say they deviate from the rules 30%. It's going to be contained, any projectile is still going to be contained within our range. But if somebody has a very huge deviation from the rules or does something really stupid, well, the facility isn't designed that robust. It's really a projectile management facility is what that place is.
Right.
So we're going to change it to a total containment range. So then doesn't matter what happens, even if there's a huge deviation from the rules or from common sense, the projectiles will never ever escape is the idea. So.
And what's nice is once you've got the city council approval, you maintain everything too. You're not going to go back and ask them to maintain as well.
Exactly. I mean, we've had a history there in Lethbridge since the 50s, right?
Yeah.
The range has changed locations once, but it's never required any city dollars to operate, right? It's always been just the club and the club members. We have like 1,700 members, right?
Really? That many? Wow.
Yeah. And we have like 200 members from Calgary, which is amazing. But Calgary, this is such a great facility that people will come here from Calgary to use our facility.
What if you're a new guy, never shot before? How do you get started with that?
Well, we have open range days down at the Fish and Game facility, right? So what we'll do is we basically get a bunch of range officers, buy a bunch of ammo, and then open the gates and say, come on in and try it, right? And they could try whatever they want free. So we do that as a community service to have people do that, to try that and have a safe experience with firearms. And then further, if they like that, usually they're going to want to buy a gun themselves. And to buy a gun themselves, you have to take a firearm safety course and you have to apply for what's called a possession acquisition license. So that's kind of the process. Try it once. And I've done that lots of times. People have never shot before, especially youth. I do it. My focus is predominantly youth. Have them try shooting, and then once they do, they want to get a license. Well, then the next step is the course and apply for a possession acquisition license. And the possession acquisition license screens the person for, if they have issues that they shouldn't have a firearm, right? So
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've been shooting down there for a long time yourself, too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Have you got some guys that have done well in international competitions, or guys that are coming up that you think will do well?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, we've had provincial and national champions before. We got guys like Stan Wills Jr., who's traveled all over the world in shooting competitions, right? He's a phenomenal person, phenomenal marksman. And then we just, there's lots. We've always had, well, no, I shouldn't say always, but on a regular basis, we've had either a provincial champion or a national champion or an international competitor. There's always at least one of those at any time.
So what does it take to shoot straight?
Yeah.
Is it eyesight? Is it coordination? Is it a combination? Is it?
You know what? Most of it, 90% of it, is trigger control.
Really?
Yeah, really, it's just trigger control, and that when that hammer drops, that the sights are aligned for as that hammer drops and for like the few milliseconds after the hammer drops, so that the bullet clears the barrel. I mean, that's really it. Shotgun shooting is a whole different thing. But for rifle and handgun shooting, it's trigger control is 90% of it. I mean, there's other things in terms of your grip and your stance and that kind of thing, but trigger control is by far 90% of the game.
And what guns do you guys control down there or use? Is it?
We use rimfire rifles, so 22 caliber, the small ones, and we use centerfire rifles, rimfire handguns, centerfire handguns, shotguns, lots of different shotguns. The shotgun range is huge now, and we have an amazing archery range now.
Oh, archery, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. So those are basically anything that flings a projectile.
You can do it down there.
You can do it down there, yeah.
All right, if there's one safety thing that everyone needs to know right off the bat in shooting, what is it? What's the big thing?
Can I make it two?
Yes, two,
right.
Absolutely.
Because I teach the firearm safety course,
you know
and there's a whole bunch of things I teach, and I say, if you leave with just this, I'll be happy. Keep your finger off the damn trigger unless you're on the target, right? So you have the rigid digit. And two, always look for the safest muzzle direction. You pick up a gun, you point the muzzle in the safest direction anytime, and your finger's always off the trigger. And if people do those two things,
good,
safe.
Good. Any final thoughts for today as we wrap this up here at Swirls?
No.
Thanks for life in general, and the Teslas, and what's coming up in the next little while in your life.
Yeah, you know what? Life is pretty damn awesome. You know, I'm healthy. I have enough of everything. Like I have enough relationships that I really enjoy, and enough resources and enough health. So I'm happy that I'm all good that way.
And
so
being in Lethbridge is good for you?
Lethbridge is awesome. I contribute a fair bit in terms of volunteer stuff in Lethbridge because Lethbridge is such a great community, been so good to me. So I really, I'm a big fan of that.
Alan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
And again, brought to you by Geomatic Attic, presenting the Wide Skies Music and Arts Festival July 26th and 27th. Go to their website, wideskiesmusicfest.org. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.